Why you coming out here talking about Marshall? That nigga been dead for days now. What's up? What's up, though, y'all? Ghosting and supporting Tagari. Marcus was good. Need some of these NBA heads to come in here. That's what I need. Nigga, it's gonna be nearly impossible for me to catch up on football. I ain't watched that shit in so long. You know what I would have to do to catch up on that shit? Last time I watched football, like the last year that I really, be honest, I'd never been super into football, to be honest. But I used to somewhat watch it. The last time I somewhat watched it was probably 2013, maybe. And I was a Colts fan. But I think from what I was seeing for a while, the Colts was doing the Colts was doing decent, right? I mean, maybe I will start tuning in to the playoffs just to talk me a little shit. But it ain't gonna be that much fun for me because correct me if I'm wrong, but the bum ass Cowboys didn't make it this year, right? Well, I check out the movie Be Happy with Tisha Campbell, Mekhi Phifer, and Russell Horns, be produced by Mary J. Blige. It's interesting. I might. We'll see. I hated the Patriots going. One I did watch it. That's the other thing I could not see. The Cowboys was more so just making fun of them because they were ass, and my whole family are Cowboy fans. Also, Solo, when she used to watch football, she was a diehard Cowboy fan. Like she'd get mad and block a nigga for like 3 days just because he talking about how slow they are. Like she used to do that shit in college. It's crazy. But yeah, I didn't like the Patriots ass. I was a big Tom Brady hater. Damn, the Colts didn't make it either. They were starting out pretty well. They must start losing. Well, and I know Kansas City didn't make it this year too. I saw that. Anyways, though, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I didn't think my audience would be too big because I know I don't do too many NBA topics like that, but I'm gonna start inserting them in more, especially since Force is about to be done, and maybe in the next week. So I'm gonna need some more stuff to help carry it on. Also, I'm actually streaming this on my other channel as well too. So I'm basically getting the buzz from this channel to go over there. And once that one been built up enough following, I'll stop doing it on this channel. Fuck the Patriots. But anyways, anyways though, it'd have been cool. Buckets, Hezzy, or Brandon or any of them was up in here for these topics, especially that second one. Because first and foremost, I just was going to cover what I think is the top 10 in the NBA as of now. Oh, what's up to Leah? She knows some knowledge about NBA. Cool. I can talk it a little bit with her. So in the NBA, right now, for the people that do watch, I'll ask you, if you're in the chat, who do you think is in the top 10, like the top 10 players in the NBA as of now? I haven't really sat and thought about it and put my list together, so I guess I'm going to just come up with it now. But just simply thinking off the top of my head right now, I know SGA is in it. Nikola Jokic is in it. Luka is in it. Steph is in it. I guess I'll put Wemby in it. Maybe Jalen Bronson. Oh yeah, Giannis. So that's 7 I got. Let's see who else am I missing. Cade Cunningham has really emerged this year, so I would say he's in it. And although he's injured, I'll say when healthy, Jason Tatum. Hell no. Hell no. This is my joke. Westbrook is actually not playing bad this year either. Like, for the people that kept on trying to say he washed himself, he's actually the Kings' best player right now. But he's not a top 10. And neither is LeBron. But let me think. Honestly, I'm trying to think. Jaylen Brown actually might be top 10 too, but I'm sitting here trying to think about it. Oh yeah, maybe I'm thinking Kevin Durant might take that last spot. Maybe Kevin Durant. But you know these niggas. Oh yeah, Ant. I'm sorry, Kevin Durant didn't make it. I'm giving it to Anthony Edwards. I'm giving it to Anthony Edwards. To me, Kevin Durant probably is. Let me see. Who else did I put in? Let me be sure. For sure, I'm not taking Kevin Durant over Jokic, over SGA, over Giannis, over Luka, over Steph. Probably not taking him over Bronson at this point in his career. Now I'm not taking him over Tatum. So now let me think more. Honestly, I probably would take Cade Cunningham over Kevin Durant at this point in his career too. So that's 8. Kawhi Leonard, when he's healthy, damn near is in the top 10 too. Yeah, I did say Bronson the first time. You said take Wemby out, but I don't know if I'll take Kevin Durant over Wemby at this. I mean, he's so injury prone that maybe. But if you just go with the overall impact of the game right now, I might take Wemby over him. But that's I guess that's up for grabs right now. But yeah. So if we're not including the injured players, then that would absolutely take away Tatum. And then for sure Kevin Durant has a spot. But like I said, I think when healthy, I'm taking Kawhi Leonard over him too. So, and then you got Ant Man. Got to take Anthony Edwards over him. So, you know who else damn near we should be talked about? Yeah, I might think it's crazy, but Tyrese Maxey has been really fucking good lately. So, I mean, I think it's fair to at least put him in the conversation. He's top 15 unquestionably. Then you still got my boy Devin Booker out there as well, which I think is one of the most slept on players in the league. No, I thought about Donovan Mitchell, but I don't think he's better than any of the players I mentioned. I mean, the league is tough now. I'm not taking Donovan Mitchell over none of the players I mentioned. In fact, I'm not taking Donovan Mitchell over Jaylen Brown. You said top 20. They might hide in top 20, but Maxi had be serving. Do you be paying attention to that nigga? Nigga, Maxi be giving anybody buckets. That nigga lightning fast, got a nice ass shot, can get to the rack damn near at hole at will, and then I mean he's not the greatest defender, but he can be scrappy, plays the passing lanes well, but sometimes playing the passing lanes is not don't equal to good defense. So if I was to narrow down this now, this is when it's gonna start to get tricky and niggas gonna say I'm tripping probably. You say he's nice, but he's competing against Cade Bronson and other elite guards in the East. Yeah, but I mean, we're talking about top 10. I don't think what other guard, let me see, guards that I'll take unquestionably over Tyrese Maxey is, let's see, I'll take Cade over him. Probably I'll take Bronson. Maybe Jaylen Brown. I'm taking Steph for sure. For me, Luca is not a fucking guard. That's my opinion. This nigga's not a guard. Nigga's a fucking. He really is a small forward if you ask me. But if you want to say Luca, so we'll say Luca. And then I mean Tyrese Maxey. I think he's like a top 15 player. Maybe a top. You might not be too far off saying top 20. But now narrowing it down to a top 5, that's when it started to get. Because to be honest with you, I think it's some overrated players that's in the league, and we're gonna get to one of them pretty soon. I'm not gonna be on here too long because for one thing, I know the fan base isn't too. Yeah, Giannis absolutely top 5, no question. You could low key argue Giannis the best in the league. You could argue that for sure. But for me right now, top 5, give me Giannis, give me give me. I'll take Nikola Jokic because I think he's unquestionably top 5. But I do think he's overrated. I'm going to get to that in just a moment when we get to him. But he is top 5. And then, of course, SGA is top 5. So that's 3 I think you can't take out. So that then you would get to who takes the last 5. I mean, the next 2, I mean. So, um, it's crazy. Yeah, Wemby when he's healthy, yeah, probably is. But this nigga, shit, lately he's been coming off the bench. That's how banged up he's been. I know this nigga didn't just say Trey Young. That's why they just traded his ass because this nigga ain't shit. Trey Young is a good player, not a great one. Like he jacks up a lot of terrible shots. And you notice he shoots a lot of long threes, but he really doesn't make a high percentage of them. But yet he continues to shoot them. He turns the ball over at a very high rate. And then on top of that, he's arguably the worst defender in the league. The only person I think you can argue is a bit worse defender than Trey Young is maybe Luka. And that's crazy. So speaking of that trade, really quick, that trade. I didn't even look to see who they fucking traded him for. I just seen that they said Trey Young was going to Washington. And it made me wonder who the fuck did they trade him for? Who do Washington even have to offer to get that nigga? So for me, oh yeah, that is who it was, McCollum and Kingsbury. I think honestly, Talia though, I think they were just trying to get rid of his contract. That's what it was. They didn't give a fuck about getting back what he's worth. They wanted to get rid of his contract, get some players that ain't got no ego. I haven't checked the contracts of McCollum and Kisper, but more than likely they probably got some declining contracts so that they can, free up their money for the up and coming season next year because they're looking to rebuild. So they're gonna look to fit some pieces around a new young star and move on like that. Well, yeah, I just got to saying what I thought of the Trey Young trade, but yeah, I mean they just wanted to get rid of him because they ran out money preparing for the future. Trey they knew they wasn't gonna go anywhere with Trey Young. So I have been hearing rumors about AD potentially getting traded. I haven't necessarily heard about LaMelo. Like honestly, I would love to see AD if the only thing this nigga just stay hurt, bro. Like if somebody could get this nigga some of that shit that LeBron using so that he can stop getting hurt, I would love to see him in Phoenix. I think if we could get him in Phoenix and he stayed healthy, we would be a championship team because he would be our final piece. But right now, they said, from what I heard from another source, they said, what did they? I think they said the Hawks is looking at Anthony Davis, and who was that other team? I know the Hawks was one of them. It was somebody else. I think maybe the Bucks, if I'm not mistaken. I think they may have said the Bucks. Bulls. Okay, that's what it was. Gotcha. Well, if they give AD the option, he probably would select the Bulls because he's from Chicago, so that would make more sense. It makes me wonder, though, speaking of Ja, is Memphis looking to move Ja? But anyways, though, I'm about to jump down because we talked about this one. This is what's funny to me. This shit is funny because we talked about this shit last. We at the end of yesterday, we talked about this. I gotta jump on. Remember yesterday when I was talking, for those of y'all that was in the live late yesterday, Hezzy, I know you was there. I was telling y'all how LeBron stayed ducking smoke, right? Remember, I was just talking about this shit. And I told you how he didn't play the Spurs earlier this year and how he always religiously ducks Giannis Antetokounmpo. Like whenever they're playing him, he's always gonna fake like something's wrong so that he don't have to play him, right? Like niggas like me be catching on to that shit. So let me look at the Lakers' schedule coming up. They next game, I thought so. So their next game is against the Lakers. I mean, it's against the Bucks. I'm almost willing to bet that LeBron is going to sit out that game. Because this nigga, all he does is duck smoke. Like he just got through playing and had a pretty good game against the bum ass Jazz. You know, whenever they playing them whack teams, that nigga always available. He gonna it was the Pelicans I meant. But he's always gonna do that. Like that's literally all he's doing, bro. He's playing for stats. And then folks act like they don't notice this shit. He only plays the weak teams that he think he can beat, so that folks can hype him up like he's doing so great. And don't get me wrong, it is impressive for him to still play at the level that he's playing for his age. But at the same time, people got to understand that times are different now. The rules are way different now. They allow way more as far as like getting away with calls. It's way less physical. So you can do more. Like if Kobe and Michael Jordan and shit, Vince Carter, Trace McGrady, all these great players, Tim Duncan, all them played under these rules their entire career, they would have lasted way longer and they would have put up way more points. Like what y'all saying from LeBron, y'all wouldn't think nothing of it because you'd be like, okay, we don't see that before. But the difference was they played under way more challenging rules. And then on top of that, during Michael Jordan and them's time and Kobe's time, they used to play a bunch of back-to-backs. Like back-to-back was nothing. Now, these new players are complaining about back-to-backs. So they try their best to make it so they can avoid having them have too many back-to-backs. And then this is the thing. I know it's crazy, but if you really pay attention, they do their damage to help LeBron win. That's another reason why I keep saying this nigga is trash. All the benefits this nigga possesses, and he still loses at the rate that he does. Here's another thing, if in case somebody cared to know. Not only do LeBron duck when they get ready to play a great team or a good team with a great player or something like that, they set the schedule up that when he do get ready to play a tough team, the Lakers are get ready to play them when the Lakers are rested and that team has just came from a back-to-back. If you go and look back through the years at the Lakers schedule, when they get ready to play like a great team, they're gonna be coming from a back-to-back. And the Lakers gonna be rested. They deliberately does this to help this guy win. And he still get his ass whipped. But yeah, it's just crazy how they play the Spurs this game, which we know is a top 2 team in the West right now. And this nigga all of a sudden sitting out. But I guarantee you, let them been playing the Kings, he would have been the king if they was playing the Kings. He have been crowning himself on the court right now. So that nigga gonna leave Luka hanging. Luka went out there and did what he could and took his L. Notice how they give the Lakers all these free throws and yeah, absolutely. I talked about that yesterday. Every fucking year. Every year the Lakers get multiple foul. Like, bro, the second team under the Lakers in total free throws be like the Lakers have more than double the amount. And it keeps happening every year. And his fans try to act like they don't notice that it's happening. Or they're justified foul. The Lakers been playing the same team since, bruh, that's something else I was talking about yesterday. They played the Jazz like 6 times already, bruh. They don't play the Kings at least twice. Like they don't play the same teams over and over. And then like it's crazy because they were just bragging saying that the Lakers was on a 3-game winning streak because they don't play 3 straight bombs. And they beat them as they should have. Well, 2 of them was against Memphis. They cheated, actually. It's crazy. Especially the first game, they were cheating their ass up to beat them. So they played Memphis twice in a row, who is a below 500 team, beat them. And then they just played the Pelicans last night, who is also a below 500 team. Way below 500. And then soon as it's time to play a team with a winning record, LeBron is all of a sudden hurt. Or he ain't feeling good, or he rested. This is why they ain't vote for your ass for the All-Star game. Shit like this. Niggas getting tired of you, bro. It's time to retire. The Lakers are the Dallas Cowboys of the NBA, especially with LeBron James. But I'm gonna give the Lakers a little bit of grace, though. At least the Lakers be winning. The bum ass Cowboys ain't won, and nigga, the Cowboys' last ring is about as old as I am. That's how long it's been. Them niggas ain't won in 30 years. That is incredible. And they fans still be being, but I must say, I feel like even they fans are starting to not be as delusional now. They're starting to figure out, nigga, we need to stop doing this. I don't know if you heard this theory, but they say as long as LeBron is in the NBA, no team is going back to back. Are you saying they're not going back to back anymore? Because Golden State went back to back. They went back to back in 2017 and 18. They would have won. They would have did a three-peat if all those injuries didn't happen. Oh, okay. So you're saying like 2020 to present? I mean, I don't know. I must say, all the teams that won, none of them looked like to me when once they won, you was like, okay, they definitely winning the title next year too. Like there hasn't been a team that has emerged to the point that you like, man, they might dominate and become a dynasty in a very long time. You know what I'm saying? Like the last team we seen like that was Golden State with Kevin Durant. Like that was the last team we seen of that. But I remember they was trying to overhype the Celtics like that when they won in 2024. But I was telling people the Celtics was overrated. I was like, bro, them niggas aren't that good. Everybody they played, they were injured. Their best player got injured, literally, until they made it to the Western, until they made it to the finals. I mean, and Luca and the Mavericks, if you ask me, they should have never even made it to the finals themselves. So I mean, it could. They were trying to also overhype the Thunder this year, and I was telling people, bro, like when they went, what was their record? They had won. I think they won 8 straight games, maybe 9, and then they lost one. Then they won like maybe 15 straight more. All I know is they had made it to like 25-1, and folks are trying to compare them to Golden State when they in 2016. Now it's like, bro, there is no comparison. Golden State won 24 straight games before they lost one. And also, I keep it fair and keep it 100. The Thunder had a very easy um, beginning schedule. So that's also the reason why they were dominating so much. Just like the Lakers, they had an easy schedule. Now, I think they say remaining, the Thunder have the most challenging schedule. Now, I'm pretty sure the Lakers can't be too far behind them because both of them had a really easy schedule. So now you're starting to see them L's starting to pile up for the Thunder. They don't lost 7 games now, and they only won what 20. What's their record? Let me check that real quick. I know they got 7 losses. I'm not sure how many wins they have. 31. So they 31-7 now. I think they're gonna try and dismantle OKC like they did in 2012. The NBA doesn't like small market teams. You're right. That's the reason why small market teams doesn't go back to back. If they get one in, they're gonna get one, and it's gonna be one and done. They're not gonna keep letting. And here's the thing: I tell folks that I'm pretty sure a lot of people hadn't caught on to and not paying attention to. Before Denver won in 2013, I mean 2023, and also now since the Thunder won last year. Before then, all of the titles, if it came out the West, it came out of 2 states. And that goes all the way back to the 80s. It came out of California or Texas. None of the other small market teams won. So they kind of like broke a spell when Denver won in 2023. I wish I had some LeBron and fans and Nikola Jokic fans up in here so I can cook their ass. Cause I definitely about to have some smoke for Nikola Jokic now. Nikola Jokic, this dude, and it's crazy because I'm probably starting to sound like I'm a Nikola Jokic hater, and I'm really not. Like I keep saying, I'm actually, I would say I slightly like him. But yeah, like you're saying, Miles, he is a stat pattern. He does stat pad to a degree. Is he on anywhere near the level that LeBron be stat padding? No. But he stat pads too. He plays that same style of play that accumulate a lot of stats and it makes you look better than what you are. LeBron is the blueprint of that shit. His stats make him look better than what he is. And the media knows this shit. A lot of players around the league, I believe, knows this shit. But the problem is LeBron has such a cult. Like his cult will defend him to the highest. And there's so many people that's invested in him that people just won't say anything. Like they won't say the truth of what they really think of him. But Jokic, like I said, he gets a lot of rebounds. He scores a good amount of points. He gets a lot of assists. So it makes it look like he's the greatest center you've ever seen. But in actuality, if he played in 20 years ago, Nikola Jokic would be a honestly, he may not even be a starting center in the league. Now, a lot of ugly ass niggas would think I'm tripping for saying this, but no, he just might not be a starting. He may would be a starter, but he definitely wouldn't be a dominant center. Playing against real centers that plays defense, big bodies, that's gonna also make his ass play defense, put him in foul trouble. He would get his ass cooked. But what I wanted to really more so touch on when it comes to Jokic is his fan base and his media, like the Denver Nuggets media and stuff like that, when they're talking about him, they're pushing this narrative that he's so great and that his teammates aren't that good. And he has to distribute for them in order for the team to produce because none of them create their shot. And I'm just really happy that all of that is getting exposed now to be nothing but a lie. Cause that like if you really pay attention to Nikola Jokic's career thus far, he has impressive numbers, but he declines in the playoffs. Not only that, they've been trying to tell us that Michael Porter Jr. wasn't that good. He was just a spot up shooter. But now Michael Porter Jr., since he's been traded to damn, I forgot. Somebody tell me right now. I can't think of it. What team he's playing for right now. But since he's been traded, you've been able to see his game elevate. And ugly ass niggas probably would think that, oh, he been working over the summer. That's why he doing. No, he been could do that, people. This is the NBA, and that's another thing. I think folks, some people they let watching the NBA fool them. These are fucking professional players, people. They all can create their own shot. They all can shoot to a degree. It's just you have other people on the court that are specialists at this. And the way the NBA is designed and how the coaches run their systems is they prefer their best players to have it. Yeah, the Nets, that's what it is. Yeah, and he's an all-star, right. Exactly. And then see, that's the thing. They love calling, and then this is the thing. I'm gonna show y'all something else. Y'all notice that all those players. So let me give y'all a few players that's under the same umbrella as Nikola Jokic. Obviously, I told y'all LeBron, he's the blueprint of this. He's the first one to really start all this bullshit. And then you got Nikola Jokic, you got Russell Westbrook. Even though I like Russell Westbrook, but he still falls under the same thing. You got Luka Doncic, and you got James Harden. Who else plays like that? Has that style of play where they get most of the points, rebounds, and assists. Talking about they are the system and shit like that. These dudes accumulate so many stats. They stuff the stat sheet, right? It makes you think, oh my goodness, they so great, they so cold. This is the greatest thing we've ever saw. And then you see them get their ass locked up in the playoffs, and you wondering what happened, and you look to blame their teammates. Well, now Trae Young doesn't fall in that category because Trae Young doesn't get rebounds. He's too small. What I'm talking about right now is typically bigger players. Like Russell Westbrook obviously isn't a big guy, but Westbrook, is kind of like an outlier. He's different. He's a special type of point guard that happens to be able to rebound really well. Josh Giddey, to a degree, is like that too. That's kind of a good one, DeMarcus. Yeah, he kind of does that same thing. But my point is, you pay attention. None of them wins. Not saying that they've never won, but they're not going to win consistently. LeBron only has as many titles he won because he always had loaded teams. Like he has such overwhelming talent that he won. And it's crazy because he still lost as much as he did. See, Nikola Jokic, he does have talent. See, that's the thing. They be trying to overrate him like his teammates aren't no good, just like they did for. If you pay attention, all these other players except one have that in common. They down their teammates. LeBron is the king of it. Like I said, he's the blueprint. James Harden, when he was at his highest, they kind of did it with his teammates. They damn sure doing it for Nikola Jokic right now. They doing it. They did it for Luka when he was in Dallas. So what I'm saying is they always tend to make it seem like their teammates aren't that good. The only ones they didn't do that for is Russell Westbrook because they didn't like Russell Westbrook. It's all about who they like. But really what the problem is that style of play isn't a recipe of winning. Like Nikola Jokic, you're a center, nigga. There's no reason you should be getting the most assists. It's a losing recipe. You should be dominating the boards and dominating scoring. That's what you should be doing to put y'all in the best position to win. So instead of this, what is Nikola Jokic averaging right now? I just seen it not that long ago. So he is averaging 29.6, which is still pretty goddamn good, you must say. But still, instead of getting that 29.6, and let me see how many assists is he averaging? He's averaging 11 assists this year, which is remarkable. But like, instead of getting the 11 assists, knock them assists down to 7, bro. I know that's a huge jump, but it would help them. Stop trying to get all them damn assists. Stop trying to get a fucking triple double. And knock that shit down to 7. And then focus more on trying to score and rebound. Like you're averaging 12 rebounds right now, which is good. But you probably can get those rebounds up to maybe 13, 14 if you wasn't so focused on trying to get assists as well. So improve your scoring from 29 points per game, almost 30, to maybe 33 points per game and drop your assists and maybe try to get more rebounds, I guarantee you that you would see a totally different Denver Nuggets team. Because this is the thing. They told us that Nikola Jokic don't have any help and they need him in order to create offense. But that's been proven to be an absolute lie. Because why would Michael Porter Jr. be playing this well? And also, since he's been injured these past 3 games, maybe more than that, I'm not sure. You've been constantly seeing breakout games from his teammates. Like they're saying, Nikola Jokic has to distribute the ball, but yet you got Jamal Murray who has 17 assists tonight. 17 fucking assists. So that tells me the point guard that's on your team can be a point guard if you fucking let him. So stop running this Nikola Jokic ball and play basketball. Now I'm not gonna lie and say it's not impressive and that it's not sometimes fun to watch, but I'm just saying if you're trying to win, you're gonna have to make sacrifices. Like I think I want to say it was 87 was 87, maybe the 87 year or it was the 88, 89 season, whichever one it was for Michael Jordan, where he had his best statistical season. Like he was averaging it about 33, almost 34, with like 9 assists, 8 rebounds, shooting very high and efficient from the field. And he looked really good on paper, but they weren't winning. It wasn't until Phil Jackson took the ball out of his hand and said, "We don't need you to do all that assisting. Let Scottie Pippen handle that. We don't need you to do the rebound and let Cartwright." And when Dennis Rodman came, or Horace Grant, and when Dennis Rodman came, let Dennis and Luke Loney handle the rebound. You focus more on getting buckets, playing good defense, being a good leader. When he did that, they started winning and they never stopped winning. Even Steph Curry was an example of this to a degree. I mean, Steph Curry never dominated from the rebound department, but Steph Curry naturally is a more of a 2 guard because of his ability to score as well as he can, because of of course, his elite jump shooting, right? But folks that love to say Steph Curry can't create offense, that's a lie. Because before Steve Kerr was the coach, Steph Curry used to average 21 points and 9 assists. Most forgot about that back in like 2012, 2013. But Steve Kerr said, focus more on shooting the ball. You need to shoot more. And that made them start winning. So basically, people who purposely play their position and another position to accumulate. Yes, bro. You pay attention, them types does not win. I can show you multiple examples of it. They're going to look really good on paper. See, people who aren't delusional and not biased can look at these numbers and see what I'm saying and figure out that this is the truth. But more so, the crazier the fan base, the more that they're going to, tend to lie because they don't want to accept that their best player is their favorite player is probably not as good as they think he is. AKA LeBron James fans. Nikola Jokic fans are somewhat like this. Obviously, they're not on the level of LeBron sexuals, but they got a somewhat level of delusion as well. But like I said, it doesn't win. It just makes you look better than what you are.
You said Mike Malone wouldn't have allowed to him to do this? I don't know. Bruh, see, that's crazy. That's a good question, DeMarcus. Like, I don't know. It's like they them blacklisted Mark Jackson some kind of way because he should have been coaching. I don't know how he got on a bad list. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think they said he made a homophobic slur or something like that. And ever since then, they just wouldn't give him another coaching opportunity or some shit like that. But yeah, he definitely don't deserve what he's going through because look how many times Doc Riverson got a head coaching job, and this nigga keep on underachieving. Yeah, yeah. See, Nikola Jokic was still getting assists during that time, during that championship run, but he wasn't dominating the assist the way he's doing. It was his obsession with trying to win MVP that he started doing it more, especially after SGA won it this year. Now he's doing going out his way to try to he's going out his way to try to get them assists and stuff now so that he can be MVP this year. You said you can see the Dallas Mavericks winning the finals in the next 5 years. What makes you say that? You know, it's crazy. When AD first went there, I thought they had a really good, legitimate chance of winning the title this year if they could have stayed healthy. But looks like that's been out the question now. But yeah, so for the Nikola Jokic fans, y'all cook, bro. Like for real, y'all legit cook. Like he's been exposed now. He's a great player, but he's not who y'all say he is. He's taking advantage of the bullshit, soft ass rules, not having no centers that's nowhere near his level, as far as like being able to defend or also be able to dish it back offensively to make him have to play defense. He's taking advantage of that. And he's also taking advantage of the soft play so he can dominate the stats the way he's doing. But like I remember folks was comparing him and Shaq and stuff, talking to him about is he better than Shaq? Can he beat Shaq 1-on-1? All this dumbass shit these folks be saying. Like nigga, Shaq will absolutely destroy Nikola Jokic. Like what the fuck are we talking about? Do y'all remember this nigga? I mean, I get it how the prisoner of the moment works, but this shit is crazy. Like Shaq would literally dunk on this nigga head every time. And I'm not exaggerating. He would put his ass in the basket every fucking time. Did you see what Shaq was doing to these white boys during that era when they were actually able to hand check, when they were actually able to put both hands on your back to try to stop you from bagging them down, and he was still doing that to them? And then you're gonna now put them in the era where they can't touch you. You can't put two hands on their back. You know what I'm saying? You can't use your forearm. That nigga's gonna destroy Nikola Jokic. They would have to switch the rules back. If Shaq was playing right now, they would switch the rules back because he would dominate so fucking much that they would be like, this shit ain't fair. It's crazy how Coop is all-star eligible. Yeah, and it's crazy because Cooper Flag started out pretty slow. People were starting to, how people love to try to judge shit too damn fast, but people were questioning, saying, "Is he a bust or not?" And I think at this time it hadn't even been 10 games, and I was like, "Damn, y'all ain't gonna get him. I ain't no time, shit." And now he balling his ass off. So hey, the Mavericks versus Spurs coming out of the West in 2 years. I don't know. I would have to see how the Mavericks build up their team. I can for sure see the Spurs coming. Who is a better scorer, Damian Lillard or Kyrie Irving in their prime? That's easily Kyrie Irving. Speaking of Damian Lillard, and I ain't got nothing against Damian Lillard, but Damian Lillard to me is one right now. Well, I ain't gonna say he's one of the most overrated players, but I'll say this: he absolutely did not deserve to be on that top 75 greatest players of all time list. Like that shit is crazy. I was like, bruh, who does Damian Lillard know to put him on that team? Now it's already been came out that they said Kyrie originally supposed to have been on it, but after he got in trouble with the vaccine and the fake bullshit anti-Semitic allegations that came out, they decided not to put him on the team. But we all know Kyrie Irving is absolutely a top 75 level talent. Like he could have made it on that team over a lot of people. And then the craziest thing is, even if you didn't put Kyrie in, you still shouldn't have put Damian Lillard. How the fuck Damian Lillard make it over Dwight Howard? How did he make it over Tony Parker? How did he make it over Klay Thompson? The only thing this nigga did was he's known for 2 pretty big time buzzer beaters. I'll give him that. Like I still remember both of them vividly. Like there were some incredible shots he made, especially the one he made on Paul George. I still remember where I was at, what I was doing when he made that shit. That was crazy. But still, that doesn't give you enough to say he's a top 75 player over Dwight Howard, who's a 4-time rebounds champ, 2-time defensive player of the year, NBA champion, and multiple all NBAs, multiple all defensives. Like that shit just does not add up. Multiple all-stars. All Damian Lillard has on his belt is multiple all-star games. Literally, that's it. He made it to the Western Conference Finals one time and got swept. Like that goes to show you how biased they are when it comes to the NBA and how they just create narratives. You think Damian Lillard is underrated? I can't say that he is because he made it to the top 75 team and he shouldn't have gotten on it. So there's no way I can say he's underrated. Russell Westbrook is underrated to a degree. I can say that. But at least Russell Westbrook did make it on the top 75 team, though. He deserved to be in it. Damian Lillard did not. I think it's the all NBAs and the 50 games for Dame. What you mean 50 games? Because the all NBAs doesn't matter. Dwight Howard has more with multiple rebound champions, with multiple defensive player of the years, with multiple all defensives.
Damian Lillard doesn't have any all defensives. He doesn't have more all NBAs than him, I don't think. He probably doesn't have any more all-star appearances than Dwight Howard. And Dwight Howard has a championship. So it doesn't matter. He should not have made it. Klay Thompson has multiple all NBAs. 4 titles. I don't have nothing against Damian Lillard at all. I have no reason to dislike him, but I have to be honest about players. And then the thing is, for me, when I be honest about shit, folks tend to come off and say, "Oh, you a hater. You a hater." Like, why can't people critique people with the truth without being called a hater? Honestly, Dwight wasn't on it because at the time of the training thing. Yeah, you know, we know it had something to do with politics. But if they really judging it strictly off of talent, Dwight should have been on that damn thing, along with Kyrie Irving. Oh, gotcha. Okay. You say he has more 50-point games. But see, look, that don't matter to me. I mean, it's good and stuff like that, but you do know that Kevin Durant's career high is only 54. And Kevin Durant is one of the greatest scorers of all time. But his career high is 54. He's never scored more than 54 points. Like, it's a lot of play. Like Dame, did Dame have a 70? I think he had a 70-point game. Was he one of the ones that had a 70-point game a few years back? I know Damian Lillard did, Embiid did, Luka did. But anyways, though, I know for sure Dame has at least 60 or 60-point games or some shit like that. So, but Dame's not a better scorer than Kevin Durant. He's not a better scorer than Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving can score in bunches. And here's another thing about Dame. A lot of folks would probably be shocked if I told them this. But don't y'all know Damian Lillard, as much as he's known for his elite shooting, right? And his long balls, like the deep threes he be making. Don't y'all know that Damian Lillard has only shot 40% from 3 one time in his entire career? Once. Like people like Steph Curry has shot over 40% their entire career. Klay Thompson, and still, the Klay Thompson now, he's not now. But in his heyday, 40% his entire career. Also, to the supporting cast, Dame only played with 2 All-Stars. Now, that I'll give you. That I would give you. See, if Damian Lillard's fans was pushing Dame didn't have no help, you can kind of rock with that. I mean, I can name some players here or there, but Dame never really had no real talent outside of Giannis, who he had last year. But, I mean, that shit just fell apart. It just wasn't working. But for the most part, for the majority of Dame's career, he didn't have much talent. Zion Wilson need to come to the Lakers once LeBron. Zion is cooked, bro. If I'm the Lakers, I would not want that nigga. Yeah, for sure. But lastly, I'm gonna go to this last topic: the Thunder and their struggles. So, the defending champions, the Oklahoma City Thunder, as of late have really been struggling. It's crazy. I don't know what it is, but and honestly, I haven't really been watching the games to really be able to decipher to see what's the issue, the reason why they're starting to just lose like this. But I think one thing I did see, like two of the games that I seen that they lost, SGA was struggling. Like I don't know if it's something going on back home or something like that with him. Now he brought it tonight. Yeah, I think he dropped like 46 points tonight in the win. But the crazy part is it was against the goddamn Utah Jazz, and they shit went to overtime. And you at home. Then you got blown out the other night by the Charlotte fucking Hornets. Like blowout in the Charlotte Hornets, and they on the winning side shouldn't even go in the same fucking sentence. But somehow it did against the world champions. The same team that people were saying look like they're invincible. They might break Golden State record. Now all that shit that they were saying. But now they have lost, I believe, like I think they lost like maybe 5 of their last fucking 8 games. It's crazy. So, but judging by the scores that I've been saying, it looks as if the defense has been failing. And I know the Thunder, they they play style, their bread and butter has been defense. Like they've been able to turn their defense into offense. They'll make you turn it over, then push the ball down court and get a bucket. But I've been looking at the scores, like even today, very high scoring game. I'm like, damn, Thunder, what the fuck is going on? How the hell y'all ain't getting no stops no more? It's like something has gone on, maybe mentally in the locker room. Or it could be a classic case of the NBA writing a script. Could be that. Who knows? I just know the motherfuckers are scratching. Like it kind of made me feel bad because my sons beat them, which I told people that we would give them a challenge. The one time that they blew us out, Devin Booker didn't play. But yeah, but I wasn't even able to really enjoy my sons win because they got their ass beat by the fucking Hornets like that, way worse. I'm like, damn. Maybe it ain't my team was that good. Maybe it's they playing that bad. You see, I think it's pressure and inconsistency because this is how the Pacers took them to you. You know, you got a point there for sure. And also, I could even say this too. You know, they always talk about this is that it's something about after you win your first title that all the pressure be on you to repeat, and not everybody can live up to the hype. So could it be maybe a little bit of that after they strong start? Because keep in mind, I told y'all that Oklahoma City Thunder had a very easy first schedule. Like the schedule so far has been a bunch of bombs that's under 500. So it could be that. Also, though, Kendrick Perkins today said something interesting that I think could also be part of the problem. Is when you are the top dog, everybody's gonna wake up with their best to try to come at them because they're like, okay, we gotta see where we measure up at. They the world champions. Let's play our hardest and see if we can beat them. Because if you can beat them, now it might give you some motivation and the confidence that damn, we can beat anybody. We can beat the Thunder. You feel me? So that's also a thing that could be going on. Y'all know what else is crazy? I ain't been to sleep really today. I'm about to really get up off here. That shit's starting to hit me now. But yesterday, bro, y'all know I was on here a long ass time. Then I tried to. It's crazy. I tried to rewatch the Power episodes, like I said yesterday, and fell asleep on the shit. And the little time I fell asleep, freaking girl called me 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning, whatever the fuck it was. Cause I got off the live like what, maybe 3 yesterday. Tried to watch it, probably fell asleep around 4-ish or some shit like that. Here she come calling a nigga, waking me the fuck up. And then I was up ever since. So I'm basically running off 2 hours. And then I gotta get back up at 6. So yeah. I'm about to jump up off here, but I did want to go get on here and have a very brief live, talk about some NBA topics to try to expand the NBA content, because that's about to really start getting it popping. Especially with, the NBA All-Star being out here this year. Maybe I can get some more insight, things with me actually living in the city. Yeah, exactly, DeMarcus. So I trying to be a little more versatile, changing it up some. Even though Force is hot, and I'm definitely about to come out with some more videos and stuff for it, because I definitely got a lot of them on my back burner. But I was pretty tied up today, working my Airbnb business today. So that kind of took a lot of my time. But tomorrow we'll be back at it. I can't sleep because the nigga who took out my nephew is still out there. Now I can't sleep, and I can't have that. Well, hold on. What did he say? Yeah, but now I can't sleep. And every day he walks around alive, it makes me look wicked. I can't have that. If the Suns had Dame, hey, he'll be a nice piece for us, for sure, because we can use a point guard, actually. And then that give us, some more scoring, elite scoring, another shooter. Yeah, we'll love it. I'll take him. But I'm pretty sure he's going to retire in Portland. And you know why? Because you and Diamond been playing games. That's why we're out of the RDs, are out of the coalition. We out, JoJo. You ain't say nothing about getting your ass whooped. That shit is classic. What? I've been seeing that meme going everywhere. Oh shit! Here this nigga go. Jokic is nice, bro, but come on, man. He getting exposed. I already uncovered and said I think he in the top 5 greatest players in the league right now. But he definitely getting exposed. They told us that his team was trash and that they need him to be the system in order for them to flourish. Yet, since he's been out, they've been killing, even with that nigga gone. They told us that they need Nikola Jokic to do all that assisting he's been doing, to be the distributor, because nobody else on the team can create offense. That's what they said. But that's been proven to be, what you say, Murray? That was a lie. Because Jamal Murray has been taking over the point guard position and been doing just fine. He had 14 assists the other night. He had 17 assists tonight. And guess what? They won. And not against bombs at that, against good teams. They beat the Celtics tonight at home. And the Celtics been rolling.
Jaylen Brown had 33 points tonight. The Ravens are, hey, I don't watch football, so I wouldn't know. They kicker missed a field goal. Was it for the game winner? I would have beat that man ass after the game. Hold on. They not the playoffs hasn't started yet, right? Or has it? Like, I mean, I don't know. I don't pay attention. Damn, that's crazy. Damn, so the playoffs had started. That's crazy. And that nigga missed a field goal. So how long was the kick? Yeah, I know about the relationship goals movie. Guess I'll go for the Eagles because that was my second favorite team, and they won last year. So hey, I guess I'll be rooting for the Eagles. Yeah, I would have whooped that nigga ass. You had one job, nigga. You only come in the game to do just that, and you had a chance to help us advance. And you couldn't just fucking make the field goal. Duke ass nigga. Cause you and this kicker been playing games. Lost to the Steelers. I mean, I don't know. The Steelers good this year? I know my homeboy happy about that because he a Steelers man. Hold up. Yeah, shout out to Detroit Kings for coming through. But hey, I'm about to jump up off here, y'all. Appreciate everybody that did stop through. Like I said, I'm just building up my NBA content a little bit. I'm gonna chop this thing up, put it out there, and put it on my other channel to try to draw some traffic to get it up there. That might say, dang, super wise. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I just think he wasn't a good fit for the Bucks. It didn't work out. And then you had Doc Rivers as the coach. Like Dame actually would have, if he can learn the system, Dame would have fit well with Golden State. Yeah, he wanted to go to the Heat. He probably would have been solid with the Heat too. But he would have been in a good system. You know, Eric Spoelstra would have had a good system for him. I think it's cool that he went back to Portland. Gonna go ahead and retire
with the team that drafted them. Nigga, I'll take the nigga at UConn over LeBron James. Sick of that nigga. And then I keep hearing these dumbass rumors saying that the Warriors trying to trade for him. I think Clutch Sports is just giving too much power, bro. Because I'm pretty sure if it's up to Steph Curry, he don't want LeBron on teams with him. The nigga is a cancer. He gonna come there and disrupt everything. Blame motherfuckers. And Steph is not gonna want this bum ass nigga coming there with his toxic ass fan base. He said the Eagles gonna lose to the 49ers. Of course he been scapegoating his teammates. They always do that shit. Every year it's always this is the LeBron James playbook. If they losing, they're gonna typically look to blame the third best player. Because this is the thing. LeBron James has had the luxury for such a long time in his career of having a third star. Most people don't even have a damn third star. But he's had the luxury of having multiple third stars. So typically that's the ones who get all the blame. The second star might get some of the blame, but mostly the third star. And then let's say that third star was performing well. Then they got to blame the coach. And then they got to blame the GM saying they didn't draft a good roster. Although LeBron the one controlling stuff in the shadows, telling them to trade who for who. Then when it don't work, he blame them. Nigga is trash, bro. Yeah, I saw that bullshit. I don't think he said Luka, but he definitely said Reeves need to come out the bench, which is bullshit. Appreciate that, DeMarcus, though. But yeah, I'm about to go ahead and get up out of here, y'all, so I can get a little bit of sleep, get up, run my quick errands for tomorrow. Then I'm gonna be back dropping videos. But until then, I'm gonna catch y'all later.